Hey YouTubers, welcome back to another episode of Jack of All Trades. I got a product review for you here today. My wife and I were recently discussing the need for some permanent Christmas lights on the house. Put it up once, never take it down. It's up there for good. Anyway, we ran across this product by Lumary called the Lumary Permanent Outdoor Eave lights. Now these lights here, they stick on with 3M adhesive tape, and you leave them up and you could use them to light up the house for just landscape lighting in general, or different holidays like pink for Valentine's Day, green for St. Patrick's Day, different lights for Christmas, holidays. Anyway, we thought we would give this a try, and I wanted to show you in-depth details of what this product is about, since there's not a whole lot of information online, and maybe to help you make a decision if you were looking for this product. All right, check it out. All right, let's get right into that box. Here's the Lumary box with the permanent outdoor lights on them. It has a wide range of colors. Like it says here, 16 million colors. Some key features is it has dimmable lights. You can change the colors from cool to warm. It has voice controlled. It has the app that we're going to be using here. It has timing features. You can sync it to music, and there is group control so that you can control several sets at once. This is the 39 light kit set. They do have a much bigger set. I believe it's 78 lights. It's longer. This is 65 feet. It's an outdoor set. There's something I do want to point out about this outdoor part here. The entire set is not completely waterproof. I'll show you that here in a second. All right, so let's get into it. All right, you got two boxes. Lumary Home, Let There Be Smart. All right, and looks like this is the puck lights right here. And let's pull that to the side. And it does have the instruction manual there with it. And here is the plug. Okay, and this is waterproof. And some more facts to do with this. This part is not waterproof. You'll need to plan for that with your setup. There's some connectors. All right, good. Some additional connectors. Looks like there's a way to actually mechanically lock it in place with the nails. And then these are some adhesive connectors right here. Just probably some more additional support. And we got a remote. Of course, you can control it with a remote or a smart app. All right, so some features you're probably interested in, of course, when you're planning this out is how you're gonna set it up. The cable here for the control box, it's 2 meters on either side. So you've got about 6 feet of cord before you start getting to the light set itself. And we'll see what kind of gap we have here for that. All right, so the first puck, it looks like, what, about 8 inches? Close to it. This looks like it's probably the end. But interesting. There is a configuration on how they want you to set these up too. I noticed in the instruction book, when you're installing them, they prefer you to set them up from right to left on the house. I'm assuming it's because of how the LED here is oriented. It does appear to be set up to be on one side. Don't know how that'll affect you if you try to set it up the other way. These puck lights themselves have to be roughly 2 inches from the wall. The color effect for these is actually washes the wall with the color and anything you have below it, like the shrubs and foliage and whatnot. So I'm actually gonna get just probably like a little piece of wood or something as a little benchmark, so that I can make sure I set them up equally all the way across. This part right here is not waterproof. It has a waterproof connector here at the base, but it says here in several different spots that this part is not waterproof. Must have it in an enclosure that's waterproof, it says. I do have that. I'll show you my setup in case you want to copy the same idea. Otherwise, I don't think it would be out of the question to tuck this up close to the eave. Unless you get a hurricane, there's really not going to be any water right up against the eave there. So you may be able to tuck this up and keep it out of the way. All the connectors have these O-rings, is what makes it waterproof. They're rubber. I want to advise you, when you are connecting these, Just do it hand tight. No need to really super crank it down hard. What you're gonna do is you'll distort that O-ring if you do it too hard, and you'll lose your effectiveness of that waterproof ability. These sets here actually come, there's 3 groupings from what I understand. Each grouping is roughly 15 feet each. These may all be together in the package. Let's see. Okay, yeah, so the connectors, you take one apart. A little bitty guys. So this is roughly 15 feet, 15, 16 feet a piece. And that's what helps you get to the overall total 65 feet after you factor everything in between the 6 feet on either side of this, and then the rest of this here. All right, so something they warn against here also is when you kick it on, they don't want you to turn them on with them separated. So make sure they're all plugged in before you turn them on and test them out. So this looks like, I know with my other Lumary products that I have, you are able to connect it up to many different sets of lights to them in combination. So you could probably add on to this. I wouldn't see why not. Let's go ahead and get it set up. I'll show you how to run the app. All right, we're gonna just go ahead and set this up here with the app. I'm gonna do it live just to show you how easy it is. Start out by making sure all your lights are connected together. Plug it in. They'll start blinking. If they don't start blinking, you would just hold this down for 3 seconds to get it into pairing mode, the button on the control box. If you are only gonna use the remote, then you would wait for it to stop blinking. It's gonna take a few minutes. And then you would hold the power button for 3 seconds down by the control box, and it'll pair your remote. Now, the instructions do say that you can use the remote and the app at the same time. I haven't had any luck with that with my past products from Lumary. So if you do figure that out, please drop a comment down below and let us know what you did, just because that would be helpful for everybody else. All right, so we're gonna pull up our Lumary app. All right, and loads here. You just wanna hit this plus button at the top. It's gonna say add device. And here is it's discovering this device right now. We're gonna go ahead and add it. It's gonna ask you your Wi-Fi information. If you have the combined Wi-Fi that's a 2.4G or 5G, that's fine. It may give you a warning. You can just bypass that. This only does work on 2.4G though, so if you only have 5G, you won't be able to use this. You'll have to use just the remote control. All right, so it found it. You can tell here because the lights changed, and it said here on the app that it's loaded. You can edit the name here, which would be helpful if you're going to use smart voice control with Google or Alexa. Name it something you would like. And we're going to get to the number of lights here. Now, normally I would have gone ahead and put in 39 lights here in this section because there's 39 bulbs. But I read in the Amazon comments from other users that it actually wants it in groups of 3. So we have 39 pucks divided by 3, that's 13. It already has that here. So when you do the color, I guess the customized color patterns, it'll do it in groups of 3. We'll find that out here later. But we got 13. We're going to confirm that. If you were to use this as like, say, some landscape lighting for the house, you could do warm white, bright white. The Kelvin temperature can change. You can dim it all the way down pretty low like that. And then you got the color. You can do 16 million different colors, as I said earlier. We're going to primarily use this for Christmas, which we'll do the color patterns. But let's say it's Valentine's Day and my kids want to turn the house pink. We could. Or Halloween, and we turn it orange in some way. You know, there's St. Patrick's Day, green. The options are endless. It has several features here. You can do the patterns, okay? This is what we'll probably do for Christmas, and you can change how you want the lights to operate. You know, they're chasing each other, rainbow color. I'll show you more of this later tonight. But we have the music features here where you can set it up to run off of a game or some music that's playing in the background. I use this timer for our landscape lighting that is also Lumary, and I have it coming on at a certain time and going off. This is very handy. So this is probably what I'll use whenever we get the holidays. That way I don't have to set up an external power timer to run this. So anyway, we got this all figured out here now. We're gonna go outside and I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna use to clean it and measure everything out and get that loaded. All right, so let's go ahead and get them installed. All right, so it's down to installation time. I wanted to give you some tips here on how to install it, and I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna do here that might make things a little easier on you. First off here, I have a lot of lights to install. So I'm gonna start it roughly about right here, and it's gonna go all the way down the side of the house. And from there, it's gonna terminate, and there's gonna be another section that's gonna start there. It's gonna come up the gutter. It's gonna plug in down there at an outlet, I'll show you. I'm gonna hide the cord behind the gutter, and I'm gonna work it away around the house again. This is gonna follow the flow that the manufacturer recommends. Okay, here I have the outlet that I installed. This was just a 2-prong outlet. I now made it into a 4. You can buy these covers at Home Depot, and this allows for 2 transformers to fit in here. I just need to trim the bottom out so that it'll fit a little better. But my second set's gonna start here. I'm gonna tuck the wires in behind the gutter, and it's gonna continue this way around the entire house. All right, some real important things that I think you need to know prior to doing this installation is Lumary sells 2 of these kits, 2 different sizes, a 39 light set and a 78 light set. Okay, what that means is for the 39 light set, there are 3 groups of lights that you connect together. Here's the important part though. They're 16 feet a piece of being lit. Now I know the box says it's a lot more feet, but that's taking into consideration the plug and the control box. Okay, now I know when people are looking into buying this, they want to know how many feet they can light, and that's the important part. So with the small set, you can light 48 feet. All right, so when you're doing the math, just keep in mind the small set has 3 sets of 16. The big set, the 78 light set, has 6 sets of lights at 16 feet apiece. All right, and one last very important thing here that I think all of you need to know when you plan this out, because not everybody's going to have an ideal setup on how to route the cables and the cords and all that. Now the manufacturer says that you need to start on the right side of your house and work around the house in that manner. Not everybody's going to be able to do that. I did a demo in my garage of how these lights look with them coming across the house in the right way, and then also how they would look if they came the opposite way. The light pattern is slightly different the way it washes down the wall, but it's not significant. I think the primary purpose that the Luminary says to do that is simply because of the different color patterns, the sequences that you can pick from. So if, for example, you pick the chase option where the lights chase each other, if you had the one light set go in the opposite direction, it wouldn't complete the chase around the house. It would essentially get to that light set and then go the opposite way, which would not meet the purpose of that light function. Now, a lot of you may not be using that. There's only a few that it would really affect. So if you're just gonna do like a blinking pattern or a fade in, fade out, one of those, or just keep them on solid, you're not going to have to worry about how you route the lights at all. It's not going to affect it. I think those are 2 really important things though, that how you route the lights and also the actual lit length in each box. Those are going to be 2 factors that you need to consider when purchasing these lights to figure out how many you need. All right, so we're going to go into the setup now on what to do to get this prepped. First off, you have to clean the eaves of your house. All right, I'm just going to use some simple green, okay, in a spray bottle. I'm going to wipe it down with a rag. You could use rubbing alcohol. That might be the best thing to do. isopropyl. You could probably use Windex and get away with it as well, but you just need to clean the underside of the eaves in the house, and it has to be 2 inches from the wall. So I have a business card here that's 2 inches, and I'm going to use that as a benchmark as I work my way down on where I need to actually place the lights as I go. All right, so let's go ahead and get that set up now. All right, as you get going, there's a couple things to keep in mind. The pucks, they're kind of hard to discern, especially if you have them separated in different strands. They're kind of hard to discern how they orient up against the wall. But if you look real close inside the puck, you're gonna see a wasp. You're gonna see a yellow LED, okay? Those yellow LEDs go up against the wall, okay? You follow that pattern all the way around. Also, they give you a bag of 40 fasteners. You need to use those fasteners every few feet, especially around where they connect to the power cable and other spots, just to support them. Some of them are adhesive connectors and some of them are nail connectors. It just depends on what you need. All right, so it's real easy. Just get your business card, fill off your adhesive backing, measure, stick, hold it in there, press it for a few seconds, and then do the next one. All right, I am done with the final install of this side here. As you can see, they're all in the same location right next to the eave there. We got the control box, and I do have to finish the wiring here later on, where I'm just going to continue it this way and then bring it down to the gutter so that it looks nice and clean. It comes all the way down here, and I just have to tuck that last part in, but the next set's going to come up this gutter and continue around the rest of the house. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and wait a few hours here for it to get darker, and I will show you the final product. All right, here we are out at night. Time to turn them on. We're just going to turn the landscape lighting mode on here now. Oh, it's green. Let's do white. All right, so that's really bright, right? And you turn bright white, but I would probably, if I had it like this, I would probably turn it way down, right? So like a really dim light, even a warm white. Give you a good look at that. See how they're spaced out. Okay, that's if you want to do like, like I said, the landscape lighting feature. Of course, they will get really bright if you need this as like external lighting, like for a patio or something. All right, but the fun part here with the app is obviously going to be the scenes. So let's turn on the Christmas scene. This is Blink, the Blink scene. And we've got Flow, where it's just gonna chase on and off, change colors. The rainbow effect, which I like. Oh, and as you can see here, all 3 pucks, each color is holding up 3 pucks. So that's why in the beginning when we programmed it, it was the way it was with the 13 lights instead of 39. We got Chase. We just did that one, I think. RGB AI, my kids like this one. This is kind of like a Christmassy type thing. Gradient. It kind of flows and colors, changes on its own. You can program all these different lights to be a different color however you want. by going into the 3 buttons here and doing the DIY portion of it. Jump. And then my personal favorite, the breathing. Fades in and fades out. Blink. This will be a good one for Christmas too, the holidays. Anyway, hope you liked that demonstration. If you do, hit that like and subscribe. I can show you more content here in the future when I do more product reviews and DIY. Enjoy, take care, and goodbye.